Everybody, Wilton over here, out here in Wisconsin Dells, speaking at one of the Funeral Director Association. And Google just finished rolling out its spam update. And the name of the update is called Spam Update. As you can tell, that update is to looking to see and penalizing those websites that are using spam strategies to artificially manipulate Google's search engine results to get it ranked highly. And we all know that Google has zero tolerance if you're using those strategies to push your website up. So hopefully you're not impacted by this ranking update. And it's typically very, very severe, right? That means typically if Google finds out that you're using these manipulative strategies, you could be ranked highly and suddenly you disappear, right? Google just zero tolerance. So hopefully you're not impacted by this, but how do you know the agency, the marketing agency that you hired or are going to be hiring, are they using these spam strategies? And it's actually not that hard to know. So first of all is, and I hate to say this, but it's like, how much are they charging you for these SEO services? If they're charging a couple $100, they're really not doing SEO, right? There's no way to do proper SEO by billing you $100, $200 a month. That means either they're not doing anything, that's most likely what they're doing. They're lying to you, they're actually doing something. And what's even worse than lying is they're actually using these automated strategies, like building, doing automation stuff to get your website highly ranked. And Google hates those strategies, right? So typically, if they're charging very little, $100, $200, $300 a month, typically they're in that realm. They're either using spam strategies or they're just not doing anything. Second smell test is to see if your ranking is slowly moving up, right? And I use the word slowly. If suddenly, or they promise you they're gonna get your website ranked highly in a few weeks, a few months, I would run away from them, right? There's no way, right? If you're using proper, right, organic strategies to get your website ranked, that typically is a long-term strategy. It will not take a few weeks, a few months. If they're saying, oh, I can get your website ranked highly in a few weeks, a few months, run away. Even those agencies that you're currently contracting, they promise you they're gonna get your website highly ranked. In just a few weeks, few months, I would run away from them. Right? So really they are most likely just getting you in. There's no way to get your website ranked highly right away. Right? That's why it's called organic search. And the final test to see whether they're a legit agency or not is whether you got impacted by these algorithm updates. And it's very easy to tell, right? So for example, this rollout just finished. So what you would do is log into Google Analytics and see whether there's a traffic drop. Also align with the previous few updates, right? If your website actually took a step down, line up with those dates, it actually took a step down, that means, well, your website got impacted. It's very, very hard. Typically, it's very, very hard to get out of these penalty box. So overall, I would really guide you, organic search is very, very critical, right? That's definitely, you want to make sure your website's highly ranked for those major keywords, such as funeral home near me, right? If you're in Las Vegas, your funeral home's in Las Vegas, you want to be ranked for Las Vegas funeral homes, Las Vegas cremation. Those are the main keywords you want to be ranked for. And it's very critical, right? It's imminent need, near need situation. So of course you want to make sure your website highly ranks, but you got to be very, very careful who you hire to get your website ranked highly. And make sure, right, they're not overselling you on the timeline. And also if they're charging very, very little, unfortunately, it just typically means they're not doing much or they're actually doing more damage than not. If any questions, let me know.